YouTube. Alright, so this is gonna be an in-depth guide to how I defeat Roxas in my critical mode speedrun. Since you might look at the strat and you might kind of think to yourself, well, how in the hell does that work? How exactly does he know to do exactly what he does and why does it work? So this will be kind of an in-depth guide into how the fight works and why it works, and it's kind of like an introduction to revenge value. I'm trying to educate people on revenge value as much as possible, which is why in this video I will be showcasing the revenge value hack, and I'll try and explain that as we go along as well. If you get confused, it's normal, don't worry. I'll try and explain it as best I can. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to do a run through of the fight to show you like how it works just up front.
Take that! Yeah, take this! It's over! This is it! Yeah! Back off! It's over! This is it! It's over!
You know what I just realized? I didn't even turn on the revenge value hack. That's okay though, because it's not important for this part. Alright, that's the fight. Alright? So, easy peasy, really fast. Cool stuff. Okay, so what the hell happened? Why in the world did all of those thunders and blizzards and shit like that loop him as perfectly as they did? Here we go. So this is going to be my revenge value code, I guess. So this is the revenge value hack, okay? So to briefly explain what revenge value is, since it's actually kind of complex and a lot of people don't really just get it, it's an invisible system in Kingdom Hearts 2 that is set in place for bosses, so that way they can hit you back if you keep on hitting them over and over and over again. So like, you know, if you use Berserk Charge and you hit Sephiroth over and over and over again, eventually he teleports out. That's kind of the idea. Eventually a boss is going to like get out of this infinite combo that you're creating, or sometimes hit you back basically, and that's kind of what's happening here. So oh shit. So I'll kind of like try and explain exactly how stuff works. Like you'll notice right off the bat my health is like at 0, like right there. But what's going to happen is, what happens with this code that I put in place that activates this revenge value, or shows it to you basically, is that my health is a representation of the boss's revenge value. So, as I said before, revenge value is a way for bosses to hit you back after a certain amount of hits, so my health is actually a counter for... It actually is counting the amount of hits that I do. So my health is actually going to jump up when Reflect hits him. Watch real closely. Notice how it went up, just like that? That's because Reflect, just as a fun fact, Reflect has a revenge value of 3, so it jumped up my health by like 3, right? And you notice how my health actually like increased from like right around here to all the way out here? This this entire health bar right here, this entire thing is Roxas's revenge value, right? And if my health, or the revenge value, since my health is equal to the revenge value, if this goes above this, which it does, I'll show you in a second. If it goes above this, then he will hit me back. So let me like give you an example, I guess. I'll like get hit on purpose, basically. Watch my health really closely, and you'll understand what's happening, hopefully. So take a look at my health.
Yeah, take this.
It's increasing.
Back off.
I'm just hitting him over and over again. And you noticed that when my health went above the HP, he hit me back instantaneously, right? Let me just show you again real quick, I guess, for the people that don't quite catch it the first time. Alright, so I'll pause it, actually. I'll pause it the moment that it happens. So I'm hitting him
Back off.
right there. See, if you look really, really closely, my health is actually beyond the normal, like, health bar. It's going further than that, basically, right? So because it does this, because since my health is at the revenge value, and since it's gone beyond the maximum revenge value that Roxas has, Roxas automatically hits you back, like so, right there. So that's kind of the idea of revenge value, the basic idea. Every single boss has this, and not every single boss reacts in the same way. Like there are different retaliations for when they're in the air or when they're in the ground. Like, let me, I guess, like you noticed how I'm getting, like, I'm sidetracking, but like you noticed how he hit me from, he was in the air and he did that spiraling move. Watch what happens when I do it on the ground. Let me see if I can set it up correctly.
Take this. It's over.
Just like that. If you notice, my health went above the revenge value, and he was on the ground, so instead of doing the spiral move, he does this combo. So that's kind of the idea. You can't hit bosses over and over and over again, because eventually they're going to hit back. But what's really cool is that because we know that they're going to hit back, we can actually create a strat that is set in place to counteract this revenge and loop him, basically. And that's the big idea behind a lot of these boss fights, is that you want to put them in this perpetual loop and control what attacks that they're doing, so that it's to your best advantage, that you can predict what they're going to do and create the best strat possible, or the fastest strat possible, based on that knowledge. So it's really cool. It's a really cool invisible thing. It takes a while to understand. Like, I looked at the video that explained revenge value, and it was really, really confusing. But hopefully, I'm trying to, like, get you guys to understand. Okay, so yeah, Mikito's right in that sense. So I'll show you the strat basically, and you should probably, like, I'll do the fight over again with this revenge value hack, and watch my health, and you probably will start to understand what's going on.
Yeah, take this. It's over. Yeah, defense. This is it. Yeah, defense. Back off. Defense. It's over. Defense! This is it! Defense! It's over!
Alright.
Take that! Take this! Take this! Yeah, let's go! This is it! Back off! Back off! Back off!
Perfect. There you go. So that's kind of what that's what happens. I think you'll kind of start to understand that I use those thunders at a specific point to force him to do the spiral attack, and then I reflect as a finisher, and then I use the guard break as the double finisher to knock him out. And I do this over and over and over again. Blade shards, some do. Some limits have revenge value and some of them don't. Like Duck Flare and KH2. Like the really overpowered Duck Flare does not have revenge value. So you can just use Duck Flare by itself and they won't retaliate. But if you attack in the middle of the Duck Flare, then it will increase the revenge value. Okay, so I'm going to go a little bit into more detail. So you understand that the thunders hit him at his maximum revenge value, and then I loop him, right? So why do I use like blizzards in the middle of that? That's what Sasuro or Blade Shard were. That's what they were asking. Okay. So I'll try and pause at some certain points and show you exactly what's happening during this fight, because it's pretty important, and it was actually a big reason why the strat was really scary, and is still kind of scary right now. Okay, so I'm pausing right here. So after the guard break, it sets his revenge value at a certain point, like right here, which is like, I don't know, 10 or so, something like that. Alright, so watch what happens when I loop him again, alright? Just remember this area, it's like right around the bottom of the MP bar. Remember where the revenge value is. Look at that. It went down after I looped him again. It went farther down. Watch what happens when I do it again. Maybe around the same point, but it's like it's still farther down. So the idea that I'm trying to get across is that this loop, while effective, is causing his revenge value to go down further and further. Which means that if I do it over and over again, eventually he's not going to retaliate. So like, let me show you what happens, I guess. Let me just do it over and over again. See, look at that. I kept on doing it over and over again, and it kept on decreasing to the point where when I hit him with that thunder, it didn't do enough. And now I'm stuck in this awkward position where I have to do like stuff like this and then run away. The strat fails and you lose time. Blah blah blah. So that's what happens, okay? So the thing that fixes this is that you have to do a move that gives you higher revenge value. And Blizzard is that move. Blizzard has a revenge value of 2, whereas your ground hit that I'm doing right there is a revenge value of 1. So let me go through it again. Okay, right here. So his revenge value is pretty low, right? But watch what happens when I add in Blizzard. It's right around the same area, actually. It's kind of stabilized. That's kind of the idea with this. Blizzard kind of stabilizes the strat and keeps the revenge value at like a constant rate. But because Blizzard costs MP, we don't want to use it that much. So we only use it for the last 2 parts of it, because that gets you to where your where his HP needs to be, and then you can do this and get his HP even lower. And his revenge value is at 0, so you can finish him off with this awesome combo right here. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 7? Yeah, 7. 8, 9, 12, and Roxas' revenge value is 12.5, so he'll never hit me. Also, that's another thing that's awesome about Ars Arcanum. Let me do the loop one more time, and I should probably answer anybody's. You guys can ask questions if you want, anything that you want explained or that you don't understand, because I kind of explained everything that I wanted to. I just want to show off limit form, Ars Arcanum. Oh, don't worry, Biz. I recorded it. So it's probably going to go to YouTube. Okay, so watch what happens with limit form Ars Arcanum. Right? Okay, so I'm hitting him and his revenge value is going up, but I'm using Ars Arcanum, and his revenge value doesn't go up. That's weird. Why in the world would all of Ars Arcanum not have any revenge value at all? Well, what's really funny is that's what makes Ars Arcanum like really OP. You can deal damage like that and not increase his revenge value at all. What's even funnier, I guess. Let's see. Let me get back to that point, I guess. What's even funnier is that really the only part of Ars Arcanum that gets added to the revenge value is the last part, the very, very last reaction command. So let me show you. Right. Oh, should I explain Saix? Sure, I'll do that. Saix is pretty cool. Like, he's like a special case. Okay, so watch this. Watch my HP, and watch what happens when I use the last part. Bam. The last part of Ars Arcanum has a revenge value of 9.5. And what's really funny about that, too, is that every single data in the game has a revenge value of 9.5 exactly. Well, usually they start off with a revenge value of 9.5. So if you were to just go into limit form and use Ars Arcanum and do the finisher, they would automatically retaliate. So that's... But what's awesome is that you can use the last part right before Ars Arcanum finishes and stun lock bosses into like this quote-unquote infinite combo where you don't do that much revenge value, but you're doing a really significant amount of damage. That's how we're able to. That's how I'm literally able to take off like 2 bars of HP off of bosses like this, and I'm only on like level 30-ish on critical mode. That's still really impressive. So, let me do a special case with Saix and that revenge value, I guess, if I have time. I'm kind of like really over-explaining stuff, but that's kind of how stuff works with me. So, here we go. Perfect. Let me see, I want, okay. So, I guess I'll, like, show off the strat. Well, no. I'll show off the really cool part, I guess.
Do you feel it? The moon's power.
Sasuro, no.
Moon, shine
Different levels of, different levels don't affect it at all. Like Blizzaga does just the same amount as Blizzara does. Okay, so there's his revenge value right here. It's like I did a combo, so it's up there. Watch what happens here. Shit. There we go. So yeah. His revenge value is literally going off the screen. What's happening here is that his revenge value actually is above his maximum, and he's supposed to be retaliating. Like if I were to stop, he would try and hit me. He would retaliate. But Peter, the way that he retaliates is he always does this ground attack, and Peter Pan's dagger stun locks him and prevents him from even doing that. Like his revenge value is literally going so high, it's like it's on the other side of the screen now. Like I can just keep on doing this forever, and he will not do a single thing. But if I were to stop, then his revenge value goes down. So yeah, it's kind of that's kind of how this works. And notice how his revenge. Oh wait, no. Notice how his revenge value is still going down. It still hasn't. Like it's. We're waiting. We're waiting. There it is. It finally came all the way back down to. Okay. So yeah, that's kind of how that fight works. Okay. Yeah. That's how that fight works. We had a strat that involving limit form and Blizzard that looped him just the same way that Roxas gets looped, but I don't know which Japanese runner figured it out, but they discovered that Peter Pan stun locks him when he does that revenge, and you can just do that over and over and over again, and he can't do a single thing, and you can literally end the fight that way. So it's pretty much how it works. I think that's all I really needed to show. This is kind of like a cool showcase with... This is just a showcase of revenge value, and I'll probably upload this to YouTube. I know it's a long video and it's a long explanation, but I really wanted to get in-depth with it. Oh yeah, Luxord. I mean, this is already long enough, but I guess I can like try and explain what's happening with Luxord and the DM skip. Okay, so this is just like some... Oh wait, shit. This is actually where the DM skip happens, my bad. Okay, so watch this. Okay, so right here, his meter is like red, so the setup is, you go into Trinity Limit. Trinity Limit does not increase his revenge value at all. But what I can do is I can stun lock him with Ars Arcanum until his time gauge goes all the way down. Like, look at his revenge value. I'm doing all of his damage, but it's not increasing a single bit because Ars Arcanum is so good. And that's how you do DM skip. So that's another short example. See, like literally almost every single organization member has a strat that is based off of revenge value, at least in the world that never was. So that's how stuff works. This video is pretty long, but I'll just probably say that it's a really, really in-depth guide, and that should help. But yeah, I hope that this helped, because I know that revenge value was really, really confusing when I tried to use it, or when I started using it, or when I tried to understand it, because it was only a video with, like, you know, certain special cases, but eventually it kind of made sense.
No worries.
So
Let's keep moving.
if you're confused as to how I'm doing all of the crazy shit that I'm doing in the world that never was with all of these bosses, this is kind of a good chunk of why stuff works. So I hope you understood this. If you have any questions, I don't mind answering, because it's good to let the community know what the fuck is up and what's going on. So I will do that. I'm just trying to help out.